speakers and ladies and gentlemen. As Ms. Moon said, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you joining us from around the world. I'm delighted to be here with you today to open the 2021 APEC Climate Symposium and to welcome all of you. Due to the global pandemic of COVID-19, we were unable to host the symposium in 2020. This unprecedented challenge has given us an opportunity to adapt and host a virtual meeting with all of you today for these important international dialogues. First of all, I would like to thank the Malaysian Meteorological Department Director General 𝗔𝗪𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗖 and his colleagues for their contributions in co-hosting the symposium. We have participants from the public, private sectors, academia, civil society, and international organizations. I believe your presence today reflects the importance of this event. The previous symposium we held in 2019 in Chile flagged that the effective communication of climate information is critical to disaster risk reduction. While there is a large amount of information available, there is a need for better strategies to communicate them. When effectively communicated, the climate information services can help facilitate the climate smart decisions to reduce the impact of extreme climate events and enhance human security. To further the progress on closing the gaps between various stakeholders and promote communication, this symposium will focus on identifying the practical solution in effective communication strategies for climate information. I believe this virtual event will provide you with a unique opportunity to engage in discussion with experts on utilizing climate information and promoting its communications to enhance human security across the region. In this regard, I am very grateful to the excellent panelists and moderators for taking time to be with us. I personally am looking forward to hearing from them about how we can enhance climate crisis preparedness through effective communication of climate information locally, regionally, and internationally. I hope that all of our participants will have 2 very productive days of interesting and stimulating discussions. I sincerely wish that this symposium will serve as a bridge for various climate-related stakeholders devoted to the valuable task of deepening our understanding of the climate and its impacts on society. I wish you all a successful symposium. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kwon, for opening the APEC Climate Symposium with your remarks. Now we have the welcoming remarks from our distinguished partner and co-host of this symposium, the Malaysian Meteorological Department. Today, the welcome remarks from the Director General of the Malaysian Meteorological Department, 𝗔𝗪𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗖, will be read by the Deputy Director General, Muhammad Helmi bin Abdullah. The microphone is on you, sir.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. A very good day to all of you. Dr. Tae Kwon, Executive Director of APEC Climate Center, distinguished experts and participants of APEC Climate Symposium 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I would like to convey the warmest regards from Mr. 𝗔𝗪𝗶𝗺𝗺𝗃𝗺, Director General of the Malaysian Meteorological Department, or MET Malaysia, Ministry of Environment and Water, who cannot be here today. On behalf of the Director General of MET Malaysia, I wish to take this opportunity to express our sincere appreciation and deep gratitude to the APEC Climate Center, APCC, for inviting MET Malaysia to act as a co-host for APCS 2021. I also wish to express my sincere thanks to the experts from the member economies and all participants to APCS 2021. Your virtual presence in this symposium is very much welcome. Alhamdulillah, praise be to God, we are able to virtually meet at the APEC Climate Symposium 2021 when most of the member economies are still furiously battling the COVID-19 pandemic. Due to the pandemic also, we are now living in a vastly new norm. It has changed almost everything in our lifestyle. Ladies and gentlemen, the APEC Climate Symposium 2021 on the innovations in climate communication for enhancing human security to manage risks of climate extremes is an important platform where all members can discuss and share their respective experiences in identifying practical solutions on effective communication strategies for climate information. As we all know, member economies are affected by increased extreme weather events due to climate change and climate variability. Therefore, this symposium is a suitable place to discuss issues arising from extreme weather and climate events. Every year, members are affected by weather-related disasters such as monsoon floods, tropical cyclones, and transboundary haze episodes that affect the daily life of their population. It is indeed a challenging task for the relevant department in member economies to provide accurate, reliable, and timely weather forecasts to serve as good support tool to enhance preparedness of national disaster management team. I strongly believe that this symposium can achieve the objectives through close cooperation and continuous discussion to further improve our capabilities in dealing with meteorological related disasters. In short, ladies and gentlemen, it is hoped that the symposium will be a valuable platform for experts and researchers to discuss recent advances and current issues, and finally transform such knowledge to the operational practices in our economies. Also, I sincerely hope that our learning quests will continue to flourish even after the symposium has ended. Last but not least, I would like to thank the APCC once again, as the symposium would not have taken place without their efforts in supporting it, and for the trust given to MET Malaysia in co-hosting a symposium as important as this one. I would also like to take this opportunity to record my sincere appreciation to the organizing committee for the hard work they have put into the preparation of this symposium. Finally, I thank all experts and participants for the efforts they are going to put in for APCS 2021. Stay safe and wishing everybody a good day and a great symposium ahead. Thank you. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad Helmi Abdullah, for conveying Director General Simon's kind remarks. To start the first session, let me introduce our moderator. Mr. Jong-In Kim is a professor of the Department of Economics at Chungang University in Korea. He studied environmental economics as well as forest economics and has a PhD degree from the University of Minnesota in the United States. Professor Kim has devoted tremendous efforts to preventing climate change issues, as well as developing environmental policies on economic impacts, not only in Korea, but also across the Asia-Pacific region. Please allow me to hand over the microphone to Professor Kim with a warm welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much. First of all, it is my great honor to be a moderator in this very valuable and very timing seminar. I really thank you on behalf of myself and on behalf of the Chungang University in Korea. And I'm very welcome to joining this APEC Climate Symposium 2021. As Mr. 𝗔𝗣𝗃𝗖 said, I really said a very good day for all of you and stay healthy until the pandemic has gone. I really also wish we will have a very fruitful seminar as well as good network from now on. As you might know, climate change related disaster is really big issue in the world. In this matter, I think we can sharing the knowledge, experience, and our information in this seminar. We invited 4 distinguished panelists. First presenter is Dr. 𝗷𝗺𝗺𝗀𝗺 𝗔𝗪𝗺. It's a little long, but I just wanted to say just Dr. 𝗷𝗺. He has been working with the Malaysian Meteorological Department since January 1998. He obtained PhD in climatology, specializing in climate variability in National University of Malaysia. He is very active in climate and climate change committee at national level and writing journals. I will invite first presenter, Dr. 𝗷𝗺𝗺𝗀𝗺. Excuse me if my pronunciation about the name, please forgive me. I'm not used to do that, so if I spell wrong or speaking wrong, then you can punish me later on. So as a punishment, maybe I can sing a song at the end of the seminar. That is my punishment. Then I will accept it. Okay, anyway, let me invite first guest, Dr. 𝗷𝗺𝗺𝗺. 𝗷𝗺𝗺𝗺, are you ready?
Yeah, thank you, Prof. Moderator. So, very good morning, afternoon, and evening to all the participants. So, first of all, let me share the slide for my presentation. Okay, for today, I will talk about the effort and challenges in implementing the climate information services in disaster risk reduction in Malaysia by the effort and challenges in implementing climate information services in disaster risk reduction in Malaysia by Malaysian Meteorological Department or MMD. Okay, so I proceed. So first, let me talk about the extreme weather phenomena in Malaysia. Basically, Malaysia will experience 2 monsoon seasons, namely northeast monsoon, which started from November to March, and the southwest monsoon, which normally occurred during May to September. The monsoon flood and that come up with the strong wind and rough sea normally occurred during this northeast monsoon season. In the meantime, heat wave can also be expected to occur over the northern state of Peninsular Malaysia during this season in the months of January, February, and March. During the southwest monsoon, less rainfall are expected over the Malaysia. The drought, forest fire, and haze can be occurred during this season if the drought period is extended. In between of this monsoon season, there is intermonsoon season, which is first intermonsoon season which occurred during April, and second intermonsoon season which occurred in October. Strong thunderstorm which sometimes accompanied by the heavy rainfall that more than 50 millimeter per hour, strong wind which can reach more than 100 kilometer per hour, and lightning is a common what we call common event that normally come with that thunderstorm. Besides that, the water sport, land sport are also more evident during this time. Over the recent years, the occurrence of this extreme weather event in Malaysia has increased. Okay, as other national MET services, Malaysia have the what we call weather monitoring, warning, and its forecasting system. We have the radar system, we have the satellite observation station, upper air station, tight gauge, buoy, and webcam. All the data are collected from all these systems and will be analyzed using the numerical weather prediction. So the forecast or the weather warning are issued to the aviation, military, fishery, shipping, agriculture, oil and gas, sport and recreation. Weather warning also issued to the disaster management agency and also to the public. One of the main tasks of the MMD is to come up with the good and efficient early warning system. As we know that for the early warning system, it should have at least 4 components. That is disaster risk knowledge, where the forecaster know what is the flood, how the vulnerability of the flood, the strong wind, the earthquake, tsunami, and etc. The second one is the monitoring and the warning system, based from the system that I mentioned before. So the forecaster need to monitor the hazard precursor, to forecast the hazard evolution, and issue the warning when it's necessary. The third one is dissemination and communication. So the disaster management agency should understand the warning and get the preparation ready prior to the expected event. For dissemination, we use TV, radio, and all the mass media communication such as Facebook, Twitter, and AG. And the last one is the response capacity. The target audience or the public need to have the knowledge, plan, and take the appropriate action, especially for those at high risk. So, as a forecaster myself, so MMD challenge is to produce what we call a reliable forecast. This means that the reliable forecast should be correct, should be issued in correct time, and the forecast should be accurate. But we, as a forecaster, sometimes we have some trouble to issue the good forecast. Firstly, like this one, basically over the tropical region, the development and movement of mesoscale convective system sometimes is difficult to forecast. So from the left side, so this is the case where is the one and only tropical storm that developed over the South China Sea. And this tropical storm or this typhoon has quite a big impact to Malaysia, whereas 5 are swept away by the mudslide over the Gunung Pulai Johor. This typhoon is considered as an abnormal typhoon as it formed near the equator. It's around 1.5 degrees north in latitude. So the second one is the tropical depression during the November 2017. Normally, climatology, the tropical depression that developed over the west of the Philippines, when it crossed or going into the South China Sea, it will be dissipated. Or there is some case where the tropical depression weakened and cross the Second and going to the Andaman Sea. But during this time, the tropical depression are lingering or stationary over the northern state of the Peninsula Malaysia. This has induced a heavy rainfall for 17 hours with strong wind over the northern state of Peninsula Malaysia. So more than 8,000 people were evacuated and 7 people died. Okay. The second example is about the short period or short drought period. So basically, short-term drought, which the drying moisture is quite fast. Normally, it's modulated by the subseasonal climate phenomena such as MGO. While longer time drought, which are characterized by slowly moisture drying, normally modulated by the large-scale interannual oscillations such as El Nino or positive dipole in Indian Ocean. So for this case, a drought in February and March 2014, these droughts are normally induced by the strong phase of MGO and also by the contraction of the APCC over the southern hemisphere. So actually the forecaster can issue what we call a timely warning if the prediction of the seasonal forecast is quite seamless or quite stable. But currently there's a problem with this prediction of the subseasonal forecast where the forecast is rapidly changed. So the third one is during rainfall amount during the extreme weather event, sometimes it's very hard to predict. This one is an example of the flood in Kelantan in December 2014. So although the severe weather warning was issued on December 15, 2014, and the weather warning upgrade to danger level on 18 December 2014, but the damage are quite huge. Although the warning are issued 5 or 6 days before the event, but the evacuation. Sorry. Okay, so the evacuation of 151,000 residents was evacuated on 29 December 2014 and 10 people died. The issue here is the forecaster is found is very hard to forecast the extreme weather event where the fluctuation of daily rainfall are quite big. So it's the variance of the rainfall is sometimes more than roughly around 20 millimeter per day to more than 250 millimeter per day. Okay, I proceed with the challenge. The next challenge is the heat wave forecast. So as we see in the screen, so this is how we do our heat wave forecast. Basically, in Malaysia, is quite different from the mid-latitude country. So basically, in Malaysia, the heat wave are solely depend on the dry spell. So because when there is a long dry spell, normally it means that no moisture. So that means that no cloud or no rain develop. So it's make the temperature can push up a bit more. So and then the slight rain normally can terminate this heat wave episode. But the problem is this slight rain become dry only a few days ahead. So this make the what we call the heat wave short and repetitive. This make the management of disaster become complicated. So and another example is about the thunderstorm. So basically, as we know that Malaysia experienced quite many days of thunderstorm day, roughly over the west coast of Peninsular Malaysia. So we experience around, in average, around 200 days of the thunderstorm. So the issue here is the thunderstorm development is less than an hour. So and then this development of the thunderstorm is quite hard to see by the radar system or the satellite. So it's become difficult for the forecaster to forecast the thunderstorm location, the thunderstorm strength over in the certain location. So basically, sometimes the thunderstorm in this area can be accompanied by the violent shower, which is more than 50 millimeter per hour, and the gusting can reach more than 100 kilometer per hour. Unfortunately, currently, our weather model is unable to simulate the strong wind that associated to the storm. So the other types of other warning that we do is the first the haze or forest fire. So how we monitor this event is we base from the what we call air pollution index from the Department of Environment. So we also monitor the hotspot and low visibility over the meteorological station throughout the respective region. And then for the forecast, we use the specific forecast, and we also monitor the subsequent forecast that issued by the other agency. And then the other is for the possibility for the forest fire to occur, we monitor using the fire danger rating system. So the challenge here is basically the fire danger rating system and trajectory forecast are limited to 3 days. The second one is the cloud seeding is done when the air pollution index is more than 200. The third one is a prohibition of the open burning. This is related to whether the prohibition of open burning is too early or too late to what we call forest to cater with the open burning over our region. And then it is difficult to extinguish the peat forest fire, and of course the subseasonal forecast seems like not seamless. For the strong wind warning or SPRAFC, normally we are monitored the time gauge and the marine model. The challenge here is the original data is come from other agency, and we solely depend on our numerical weather prediction for the forecasting and issue the warning, and limited source of data such as for remote sensing data. And the last but not least is climate change. So basically how we monitor the climate change, what we call a trend. So we monitor the greenhouse gases monitoring on our Lembah Danang station. We also done the climate projection, and then of course the climate trends. The challenge here is although due to the COVID-19 lockdown, but there is almost no impact on the greenhouse gases concentration and temperature over the Malaysia. The second one is for the climate model. So this still high level uncertainty of the climate projection. And the last one is our challenge is understanding the impact of these greenhouse gases on local temperature. So for integrating extreme weather warning into disaster risk reduction, so disaster reduction emphasizes protection through mitigation, preparedness, and monitoring, prediction, and early warning. There is no doubt that the role of the relief assistance during the crisis will remain important and need to be enhanced at all levels. However, much greater attention will need to be given to prevent the strategy that can be contribute to saving life and protection assets before they are lost. So for the conclusion, the accuracy and the effectiveness of the severe weather warning has led to reduction of loss of life and properties during weather-related disaster. So the accuracy and the effectiveness of early warning system can enhance by first, we improve our scientific understanding. Secondly, we can improve the technology and modeling. And the third one, to increase the community awareness. I think with that, I conclude my presentation. Back to you, Prof. Moderator. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ahmad. Dr. Ahmad, there is a question for you. So would you answer that? So the question, as you see in the chatting box, it seems to me the COVID-19 and the climate change relationships regarding greenhouse gas inventory before and after related to COVID-19. It's like a hardball question, but yeah, it is a fun question.
Yeah, thank you, Prof. Moderator, and thank you for the question. So basically in Malaysia, we monitored what we call greenhouse gases concentration using our analyzer. So this observation. Okay, so basically I think this is consistent with what global average on GHG concentration that that are produced by the WMO. So basically, there is no sign of the what we call concentration of GHG is going down, although there's what we call the pandemic COVID-19. So from the temperature itself, so we still experience what we call, I don't remember, I think it's still warmest year of the temperature last year. So I think, yeah. So for the GHG inventory, yeah, no, that one is done by other agency, but MET Malaysia, we just monitor the greenhouse gases concentration. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, the emission is reduced due to what we call due to the pandemic, but the concentration not shown that the GHG concentration is going down. Yep. So currently, the GHG global average concentration is around, for the CO2 is around, I think 450, 416, I think, if I'm not mistaken, part of million. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Any other comment or questions? I really fully agree about public communication in the education system, but I think also lifetime climate change education system is also important, because usually in climate change service or climate information related is only science-based one. But normal people don't care about the science. They care about the very simple and very clear and very near fact. So we have to educate them very simple way and very effective way. So in that way, we can have a very long time, lifetime education system we should have. So in Korea, there is some regional education system for only normal people, like Yeosu and Incheon and Songdo area. They are teaching more than 5 or 10 years. So their awareness of climate change and natural disaster and climate crisis is very, very high. So in that way, they can pressure policymakers, and then they can change, and then they can make the good laws or policies. So education and public communication is very, very important, I think. That is a way of good climate adaptation too, I think. Especially the transition economies, education is very, very important. Okay. Thank you very much for distinguished panels and a very active audience. I really appreciate it. Once again, thank you very much for being with us and then invite me as a moderator in first sessions. I hope you can enjoy in the also afternoon sessions. Once again, thank you very much for your valuable materials and a very good presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Kim and panelists, for sharing your experiences and ideas with us. We do not have an afternoon session. We have tomorrow, the second session.
Oh,
so
okay.
Please,
because of the COVID, sometimes my knowledge and brain is out of function sometimes.
yeah, so this is
oh yeah.
Sorry, yeah, sorry.
So this is the end of today. Please come back to the second session of the symposium tomorrow at the same time. So tomorrow we have also another very important and interesting topic on communicating strategies for effective climate services. So thank you for joining the symposium today, and I will see you everyone tomorrow at the same time. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Have a great day and have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.